Kenneth stared at his holographic display, his human eyes wide with disbelief. The galactic internet listing glowed before him. Vintage spacecraft as is, 50 cents, human currency accepted. Akeem, you need to see this, he called out to his sister, who was tinkering with a broken comm device in the corner of their cramped station apartment. Akeem looked up, her dark hair falling across her face. If this is another one of your great deals, I swear— No, seriously. A whole spaceship. 50 cents. She walked over, wiping grease from her hands onto her coveralls. Her eyes scanned the listing and a grin slowly spread across her face. It's probably a trash compactor with an engine strapped to it. Or, Kanat said, his finger hovering over the purchase button, it's the deal of a lifetime. Don't you dare. He pressed it. 3 days later, they stood in docking bay 47Z, staring at their purchase. The ship looked like it had been assembled by a committee of drunk Zorathians, using spare parts from 12 different vessels. Its hull was a patchwork of metals, some shimmering with an iridescent sheen, others dull and scarred. One wing pointed up at a 15-degree angle, while the other sagged like a broken bird. 50 cents, Akeem muttered. You overpaid. A Geltharian dockworker, a blob of translucent blue gel with multiple eye stalks, oozed over to them. You are the humans who purchased lot 2847? That's us, Kanat said, trying to sound confident. The Geltharian's eye stalks swiveled in what might have been pity. My condolences. This vessel was seized from a Krellian smuggler 70 cycles ago. It has been sitting here ever since. We were going to scrap it, but your species has this reputation. What reputation? Akeem asked. That you can make anything work, the dockworker burbled, then oozed away, leaving a trail of slime. Kanat and Akeem exchanged glances. Then simultaneously they grinned. Challenge accepted, Akeem said. The ship's interior was worse than its exterior. Wiring hung from the ceiling like synthetic vines. The cockpit had seats designed for species with 3 legs and no spine. The engine room smelled like burnt ozone and regret. But Akeem saw potential. She crawled into the engine compartment, her voice echoing through the corridors. Kanat, this thing has a Valdorian quantum core. Do you know what these go for on the black market? Is it functional? He called back from the cockpit, where he was attempting to decipher controls labeled in 4 different alien languages. Define functional. Will it explode if I turn it on? A pause. Probably not. Kanat found that reassuring enough. Humans hadn't conquered the stars by being cautious. Over the next 2 weeks, they worked around the clock. Akeem rewired the quantum core using techniques she'd learned from a smuggler on Titan Station. Kanat reprogrammed the navigation computer using a human interface, bypassing 17 layers of alien security that assumed no one would be stupid enough to hotwire a ship's brain. They called her the Bargain. Ready? Kanat asked, his hands on the newly reconfigured controls. Akeem strapped into the co-pilot seat they'd welded together from scrap. If this doesn't work, we're going to be the laughingstock of 3 sectors. And if it does work? She grinned. We'll be legends. Kanat initiated the startup sequence. The ship groaned, then hummed, then roared to life with a sound that made every other vessel in the docking bay seem quiet by comparison. The Geltharian dockmaster's voice crackled over the comm. Humans? Your vessel is emitting energy signatures we've never seen before. Please power down immediately. Can't hear you, breaking up, Kanat said, cutting the comm. Akeem checked her readouts. Kanat, the quantum core is running at 3 to 40% efficiency. That's not possible. It's a human ship now. Possible is a suggestion. The Bargain lifted off with all the grace of a drunken walrus, wobbled, then suddenly shot forward with surprising speed. They burst out of the docking bay, streaking past luxury cruisers and military frigates. We have 9 ships trying to hail us, Akeem reported, laughing. 3 are offering to buy our ship. 2 want to study it. And 4 want to know what we did to it. Kanat plotted a course for the edge of the system, then engaged the jury-rigged hyperdrive Akeem had cobbled together from spare parts and pure stubbornness. The universe stretched. Colors that didn't have names swirled around them. And then they were in hyperspace, traveling at speeds that should have required a ship costing millions of credits, all for 50 cents in human ingenuity. 6 months later, the Bargain was legendary across 12 sectors. The ship that shouldn't fly, piloted by the humans who didn't know when to quit. They'd outrun pirates, delivered cargo to impossible locations, and once accidentally discovered a new hyperspace route that cut travel time between 2 major hubs in half. The galactic community watched in bewilderment as two humans in a trash heap held together by duct tape, spare wire, and sheer determination became one of the most successful independent freighter crews in known space. In a cantina on Zephyr Station, a Krellian merchant asked Canet the secret to their success. Canet looked at Akeem, who was arm wrestling a four-armed Gorlan and winning. He smiled and raised his drink. "Never underestimate what a human can do with something everyone else gave up on," he said. "We don't see junk. We see potential." The merchant nodded slowly. "Your species is strange." "Yeah," Canet agreed, grinning. "But we're pretty good at making strange work." Outside the viewport, the bargain sat in dock, ugly and asymmetrical and absolutely perfect. A 50-cent miracle, flying on nothing but human stubbornness and the universal truth that sometimes the best deals come from the most unlikely places.